Alright, Celeste. So, this player, TMplayer, we're playing on the map Celeste. He is like 70 rating above me, but like that's a pretty big gap because I'd say 100 rating is a very large gap. But I played on anyway because, tier 4, I picked Jake because Jake is a safe choice. As usual, I go for my neutral base first, and I go for this property, the center property first, go for turn 1 property first to capture them as quickly as possible. And let's hurry this up a little because it's just a capture phase, nothing too important. I go for this property first because after I finish capturing this property, I can immediately chain onto this property, like go here, then go here. No downtime on that infantry, like minimize the downtime on that infantry. And I go capture this property instead of this one first because there's a proper chain, a chain over here. As soon as this city's captured, I can go for this one. When this one is captured, I can go for this one. Just capture chain one right after another. Alright, let's hurry this up again because it's still nothing interesting happening going on. And he built a tank on his 2-base side, I built a tank on my 2-base side because I want to apply pressure here, he wants to apply pressure here. I want the fight to be... I built an artillery, probably should have built a tank to cover this infantry, but too late. I like artillery, so I'm going to start with it. And I placed the artillery behind my infantry so I can chase away his tank while also protecting my other infantry. Built a battlecopter just because battlecopters are strong. I like battlecopters. Alright, he goes forward. Oh, he pulls his tank back, builds an anti-air, that's to be expected. And his anti-air is on the right side. I decide to shift it left because I don't have to fight here. I'll move it onto the left side. And I built a preemptive anti-air of my own so that I want to discourage a battlecopter because I don't want to have to deal with it. He gets a shot on my infantry. He's confident that I won't really do anything to retaliate because he has an anti-air. And he follows it up with more tanks. He builds a triple tank build. As for me, I just continue shifting my battlecopter left because, he doesn't have anti-air on the left side. And I place my anti-air in a way such that it locks down an airport. At least I will hope it does. You can't just block off the airport to make sure my anti-air can't reach it though. He gets a shot on my tank, but I'm fine with this. My anti-air can still lock off the airport for a little bit. I kill off his infantry on the property. Like I said, with one comm tower, it's about a 50-50 chance in my experience. I killed it about half the time. Other half, I don't kill it. And he builds a battlecopter after blocking off his airports from my anti-air. Alright. Let's see. And now he's starting to shift his units left. Alright, I suppose he wants to defend this property. I get a nice free shot on his infantry because, he has no anti-air. And I get a shot here. I may have gotten a little bit ambitious and went ahead and tried to capture this property. But I thought, alright, I have 2 bases on this side. I can reinforce this faster. So I thought it's fine that I be a little greedy here. But he breaks through. His anti-air one-shots my infantry, and then his 2 tanks kills my infantry on this property, and he gets a property shot on my tank. But I'm still feeling confidence. I think I got 2 artillery here. I can support my push. Plus, he only got 1 tank shot. and he built a bomber. This actually surprised me a bit, but still, I'm not wavering. I kill off 2 tanks, and I get a shot on his anti-air. And I move my artillery here to support my push. I pull my anti-air back to keep it outside of the bomber's range. None of my tanks are in range of that bomber. And I start shifting these tanks left to get an even greater numbers advantage on this side. And just to make sure my right side doesn't fall, I built a medium tank. What's the light tank's gonna do? Not much against a medium tank. And a second anti-air just in case. He shoots down my battlecopter and backs off not really backs off, he just shoots down my tank. And I knew we were both getting our superpowers, so I was feeling a little tired, so I didn't want to use a move planner because I got lazy. If with the superpower, Jake's vehicles does increase movement by 2, so I put my infantry here to block off my airports, so I can later build a bomber. But I recognize the superpower is coming. Unfortunately, I did not retreat my artillery. I totally did not have to keep my artillery here. And like I said, I wasn't using the move planner, so I actually left both my anti-air vulnerable. And before I actually showed a superpower, he sent a tank forward and sacrificed it against my medium tank just to get charged for the superpower. Which I expected that much. I just didn't expect what kind of things he can do with the superpower, because I wasn't planning it out. His vehicle's increased movement allowed him to zoom across the map. Like, look at that. He takes out one artillery. He takes out my other artillery, and then and this is the moment I lost. He takes out my anti-air, like effectively knocks it out, so I can't do anything against the bomber. So I was actually thinking if I just didn't, if I actually, this is why you shouldn't keep playing if you're feeling tired and stuff, if you're feeling burnout a little, because you might make mistakes like this and it would just be a downward spiral. But this was a mistake on my end, and I know better to not to act to actually take breaks between when I play. The fighter and the double base skip actually did surprise me, but I suppose he's already winning so much it doesn't matter. So, but I use my superpower to start hoping to get some momentum back. He doesn't have any vehicles to stop me on the right side, so I thought I might as well pick off his infantry. Maybe I could build some sort of unit count advantage. And I shift forward. Like, if I'm losing over here, I'll try to win on this side. Built another anti-air because I need some response, and I'm certainly not going to double base skip like him. Yeah. But he pretty much destroys my left side. Nothing much I can really do. He uses his infantry to wall off my units and puts an artillery in here. I could probably break through to that artillery, but that would mean losing a lot of units. So, but I just had to keep fighting because never surrender. You never know when you might turn things around. I wall off my infantry, capturing his property. Maybe I can steal a few income. Try to break through. I think I needed a maximum luck roll, which I didn't get, so I don't know why I went for this, but I resigned. Because, let's be honest, that superpower already lost me the game. Again, the tiniest mistakes can snowball out of control. And even if I do win here, I don't think there is really a way for me to recover because I don't have the vehicles. Though come to think of it, if I look at it again, was there some counterplay? No, there wasn't. He will just outnumber me on the vehicles on the right side because he has two bases. My bomber will be shut down by the fighter, and he will suppress my units here long enough that he will probably win on the right side by the time I can finally push back on the left side.